Hi everyone, I am Ravindra Kaddam. Today in my PPT, I am going to explain what is STEM and why STEM concepts are useful in everyday life interactions, especially in early childhood education. Early childhood education, STEM plays an important role and STEM concepts as well helps children's everyday life interactions. And what is STEM? STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics. There are various techniques that are used for STEM learning, such as ask, research, create, imagine, where these techniques help children to think differently and in a scientific manner. This research discussed the effectiveness of inquiry-based learning of STEM. The research discussed advantages and disadvantages of inquiry-based learning. What is inquiry-based learning? Inquiry-based learning is a collaborative process which encourages children to raise questions and explore their interest, where children learn to think scientifically. The comparisons between the different learning basic strategies has also been discussed. And if we see the HCL STEM concepts are very useful in in recent times. STEM in the recent times has become so much more than science, technology, and engineering and mathematics. It has grown to represent a new approach that is used in the institution for learning and teaching. It centers around the learning style of individual and planning lessons accordingly. There are various techniques involved in STEM learning, like such as before I said, ask, research, create. With these techniques helps really help the children to think differently and I can perform better in everyday life situations and and explore themselves more. And some learning and teaching strategies. There are four teaching strategies: case-based learning, team-based learning, active learning, inquiry-based learning. What is case-based learning? It means an established approach in which in the students apply their knowledge in the real world to promote higher level of cognition, where children learn to solve problems and moreover it gives good idea while small group sessions. Case-based learning helps in the really helpful in the small group sessions. And what is team-based learning? It is a pedagogical strategy that is known to be engaging that knowledge by the helps of collaborative and testing, where team-based learning helps children to solve the problems when they are incorrect. Like team-based learning helps children's like when they're doing some group activity, and if the team-based learning is really helpful mm, when they're incorrect. Active learning, this type of learning that increases the with experience by cognitive and educational learning, where active learning is the good opportunity to the children to learn something new every day and help them to perform better in everyday life situation. And inquiry based learning, this accepts the students to involve in real world scenarios and high level questioning to learn more. And some benefits of inquiry based learnings are to helps children to think, ask question and think differently. It helps children to learn and think scientifically. uh, During my placement I saw like inquiry based learning, which is really helpful to the children. Suppose while I'm doing um, while I'm reading a book for the students, so many students ask so many questions. Like I feel it is very helpful to the students when they ask more questions, why is that image, what is that image, why is like that, what's that number, like if they ask many questions, um I feel like they're learning more and more about the book, and moreover it helps them in the everyday life. The next time, for the student, it no need to explain, because they know, if they ask many questions, they they are performing better. And inquiry based learning, it is a learning approach that encourages the students to get involved in experiment learning as well as problem solving. This type of learning encourages curiosity in students and wants them to ask questions. The focus of inquiry based learning is open question or problems. Suppose in a suppose when students are performing an activity, and they they will stuck somewhere, and they don't know how to get out of the problem. Like if the teacher teaches in a good proper way how to solve the issue, where children more not only learning the situation, and moreover they're learning in the outside of the situation as well, and which is very helpful in the everyday life for them. And where inquiry based learning is very important in early childhood education. And an advantage of inquiry based learning, it reinforces the content provided by the curriculum. It warms up the brain for detailed learning of new concepts, promotes deep learning of concepts, make learning rewarding and interesting as well, develops intentive and self-direction. And the next slide. And issues in inquiry-based learning increases further of this approach never lets the students know when they have finished learning, and students find it difficult to work in a collaborative or as a team. Justification for choosing inquiry-based learning and teaching strategies. Inquiry-based learning indeed curiosity in students that can also be beneficial for them in the future. The concepts that are involved in STEM learning, the students ask to ask more and more questions for detailed learning. Hence, inquiry based is the best option in such as so. And conclusion, the various techniques used for learning and teaching were analyzed in this research. The advantages and disadvantages of inquiry-based learning also been discussed. The benefits of inquiry-based learning over and other learning strategies while learning STM also been analyzed, and the difference. And that's all. And any questions? And thank you.